I tried everything in my power not to come here. I told my caseworker, my mom, my RSS, I said, I don't want to go to the gospel. I'm not going around all those Bible thumpers. Hi, I'm Bree. I just finished the recovery program at the Gospel Rescue Missions Women's Center, and I just wanted to share my testimony with you. Growing up, I was in between parents a lot. I didn't feel a lot of love growing up, and due to all that, when I was 17, I ran away out here from the East Coast, trying to just get away from all of it and start over. I moved in with my grandma. I started hanging out at a heroin trap house down the street from where I lived. That's where I met my baby daddy, and we eventually started using drugs together. We got our own apartment, and that's when the abuse started. At first, it was just mental and emotional. He would just put me down a lot. He would put other people above me, just always make me feel like I wasn't important. And then it got physical. The first time I ever tried to leave him, he chokeslammed me through a table and sprayed alcohol in my eyes. Then we lost our apartment, and we were on the streets on and off, couch surfing, just kind of living wherever we could. And the abuse just escalated. Eventually, from the drugs and domestic abuse, our daughter got taken from us by the state. I lost everything. I lost my daughter, my house, my car, my job, all within 2 weeks. I was on the streets living in tents and alleys and washes, just staying with him, trying to make our family work, trying to get him sober and me sober, trying to work a DCS case, and just nothing worked. It was always the same thing. And on August 6th of 2018 was the day I finally left him. We were in the bottom of the wash, and he thought I was trying to leave him, so I grabbed my phone and I called my mom, and he started hitting me, and I just remember yelling at the phone to her that if she hears me quit screaming, that I'm dead, this is where I'm at, I need her to come get me. I eventually got out of the wash. I had blood all over me. He had busted my ear open, and she came and picked me up and took me home with her. And I tried working my DCS case. It wasn't working. I was just sad and alone, and I wanted to forget everything. I wanted to forget that I lost him and he didn't love me, that I had lost my daughter, and that I had nothing to show for my life. So as much as I tried to stay clean for my case, it just never really worked. I always kept relapsing. And then one day I was sitting with my friend, my old friend, and telling her that I was going to give up, I was going to quit, and that I didn't want to fight for Aurora anymore. And she told me that I couldn't do that I wasn't that type of person to just give up. So after that ringing through my head for a couple days, I finally was like, all right, I'm going to go to rehab. And that was interesting. I tried everything in my power not to come here. I told my caseworker, my mom, my RSS, I said, I don't want to go to the gospel. I'm not going around all those Bible thumpers. I don't want to go to a faith-based recovery. I tried to go to the Haven, and they told me I didn't do enough drugs to go there. So when I came here, that first night I went to chapel, I just knew, like, my defenses towards him just went away. One of the first songs that they sang was Good, Good Father. And I just remember hearing that song and just crying, because, like, in my heart, I knew that he loved me and that it was gonna be okay, that I was safe, and that he was helping me. And through being here, I now realize that those times when I thought he wasn't there, when I thought he hated me and he had just turned away, that he was there protecting me. You know, I should be dead from the abuse, and I'm not. There were times that I don't understand how I made it out. But I did, and I know now that it was God protecting me, but I was just too in denial about who he even was back then to see it. Ever since then, it's just been better. I got my daughter back. I got full custody of her back on February 26th of 2020 after almost 2 full years of fighting for her. And now we're about to be in our own place. Finally be able to have a home that when I walk in the front door, it's going to feel safe. And I know that like we're going to be okay and that we're going to have a chance at happiness.